Lillian Wangi made a mistake that saved her life. Bleeding and desperate in a hospital bathroom at 11 p.m., she texted her friend Sarah, begging for money for emergency surgery. "I think you have the wrong number." Wrong number. She'd humiliated herself to a stranger. But then he replied, "But tell me what's wrong." That stranger was Kang Min-jun, Seoul's most dangerous man. And 3 words later, everything changed. Welcome to Afro Seoul Romance Tales, besties. Before we begin, tell me where you're watching from, drop your country in the comments. I love seeing how global our family is. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for forbidden romance stories like this one. It truly helps the small channel grow. Now, let's begin. To understand how Lillian ended up in that hospital bathroom, you need to know her story. Lillian Wangi, a Kenyan nurse who had come to Seoul 6 years earlier. She'd built a good life working at Seoul National University Hospital, found community at church, and married Emmanuel, a charming Nigerian man. But then the fibroids started. Painful tumors that kept growing back. First surgery, then a second, a third, a fourth. She borrowed 25 million won from her hospital to pay for treatments. But the constant pain made her miss too many shifts. 3 months ago, she collapsed during a shift, hemorrhaging in front of patients. The hospital put her on medical leave. That's what they called it. Medical leave. But really, they fired her. And now they wanted their money back. All of it. Immediately. But losing her job wasn't even the worst part. Her husband Emmanuel had watched her struggle through 4 surgeries. At first, he was supportive. But after the 4th surgery, when doctors said the scarring might make pregnancy difficult, everything changed. He grew distant. Cold. And 10 months ago, he asked for a divorce. His words still echoed in her mind. "I want children, Lillian. You can't give me that. What's the point of a wife who can't even do the one thing women are supposed to do? You're defective. I'm not wasting more years on you." The divorce devastated her. The debt crushed her. She moved in with her friend Joy, sleeping on a couch, selling her belongings one by one just to survive. That night, the bleeding started. Joy rushed her to Seoul Medical Center emergency room. At intake, the nurse recognized her. "Ms. Wangi, you were here 6 weeks ago. Have you scheduled that surgery?" "No. I couldn't afford it. For emergency admission tonight, we need at least 1 million won deposit. If surgery is required, that's an additional 10 million won. I don't have it." Joy offered her savings, but it wasn't enough. Lillian fled to the bathroom. Sitting on the cold floor, she scrolled through her contacts. Family in Kenya had nothing left. Church had turned cold. Then she saw Sarah, her college roommate in America. They hadn't talked in 3 years, but it was her only hope. She typed, "Sarah, I know it's been forever, but I'm desperate. I need to borrow 10 million won for emergency surgery. The fibroids are back. Please. I don't have anyone else." She hit send. Reply came instantly, "I think you have the wrong number." Horror washed over her. She texted a Korean contact saved as by mistake. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Please delete that message." She was about to block the number when, wait. Don't apologize. You said emergency surgery. What's wrong? Who asks that? But something made her answer honestly. "I'm safe. Just sick. I need surgery I can't afford." "What kind of surgery?" "Fibroid removal. They keep coming back. I've had 4 surgeries. Lost my job. Lost my husband. I'm out of options." After a pause, "How much do you need for the surgery?" 10 million won. "But I can't pay it back. I don't even have a job." "What hospital and what's your full name?" Every instinct screamed danger. But she was dying. "Seoul Medical Center. Lillian Wangi." "But why?" "I need to verify your story. Give me until tomorrow evening." "Who are you?" "Someone who's been lied to before. If you're telling the truth, I'll help." "Get some rest." Joy scraped together what little money she had, and the doctors managed to slow the bleeding, just enough to keep Lillian alive. Back home, Joy was horrified. Block him. He's a scammer. But Lillian couldn't. Something felt different about him. Across the city, Kang Min-jun stared at his phone. Minjun was in his mid-30s, the head of the Kang family organization, third-generation organized crime. His grandfather had built the foundation in post-war black markets. His father expanded it into nightclubs, real estate, and underground lending. And when his father died 5 years ago, Minjun inherited an empire he had never wanted. Tonight, in a tense meeting, an unknown text appeared. Most he ignored. But this one was specific. Honest. Desperate. His right-hand man Taehyun offered to handle it, but Minjun stopped him. 20 years ago, his mother had died of uterine cancer. She'd hidden it for over a year because his father saw illness as weakness. By the time they found out, it was too late. Her last words, "When someone needs help, help them." Now, reading this stranger's messages about surgeries and desperation, he heard his mother's voice. He told Taehyun, "Verify everything about Lillian Wangi. Medical records, employment, everything. By tomorrow afternoon." The next day, his team confirmed it all. She was telling the truth. A woman the system had failed. Minjun made a call to the hospital and paid the 10 million won. The next afternoon, Lillian's phone rang. Seoul Medical Center billing. "Ms. Mwangi, you've been scheduled for surgery the day after tomorrow. The 10 million won has been paid by an anonymous benefactor." Lillian couldn't breathe. By who? They requested anonymity but wanted you informed immediately. Her phone buzzed. "Surgery scheduled. Best surgeon in Seoul. You're going to be fine." "Who are you? Why would you do this?" "My name is Kang Minjun. I did it because my mother died of cancer when I was 17. She hid her illness because she didn't want to burden anyone. By the time we found out, it was too late. Maybe helping you is helping her." Lillian cried. "I don't know how to thank you." "Live. Get the surgery. Get better. I want to meet you. After I recover. If you still want to after you Google my name, yes." She Googled him. Photos of a powerful businessman, but also alleged ties to organized crime. One photo caught her eye. Him alone at a grave, grief raw on his face. His mother's memorial. She texted, "I Googled you. And? You're either very generous or very dangerous. Both. Does that scare you? Ask me again after I meet you." 2 days later, surgery. 7 hours. Successful. She woke in a luxury hospital suite. Over 5 days, mysterious gifts arrived. Fresh flowers. Gourmet meals. Care packages. Daily texts from Minjun checking on her. Day 5, she texted, "I'm being discharged tomorrow. I want to meet you. Are you sure? My world isn't simple. I'm sure. You saved my life." Quiet Moon Cafe in Bukshan. 2 days after discharge. 3 p.m. 2 days later, Lillian entered the cafe, Joy waiting outside. In the back corner sat Kang Minjun, tall, handsome, sharp features. Black sweater, not the intimidating suits from photos. Dark, intense eyes that weren't cold. He stood. Lillian. Minjun. They sat. Awkward silence. "You look healthy. Good surgeon. Apparently the best." "He is." Lillian cut to it. "Why did you do this?" Minjun told her about his mother. About watching her die. About her last words. "When I got your text, I saw her. Maybe helping you is helping her." Lillian cried. "I'm so sorry." "Your turn. Tell me your story." She told him about Emmanuel's cruelty. About being called defective. About feeling worthless. Minjun took her hand. "He's wrong. You're not broken. You're a fighter. First time in years anyone had said that." "Your turn. Who are you really?" Minjun was honest. "My family is organized crime. My father left me an empire I didn't want. I run nightclubs, real estate, lending. I'm trying to go legitimate, but it's complicated. I've hurt people who threatened me. I'm dangerous. Are you dangerous to me? Never. Then I don't care what you are to other people." Minjun looked stunned. They talked for hours. Chemistry undeniable. When he drove her home, she said, "Can I see you again?" "Next week. Same time. It's a date." Over 4 months, they built something unexpected. Weekly meetings became twice weekly. He was well-read, thoughtful, gentle with her. She was strong, honest, challenging. But complications arose. Joy worried about the danger. The African community gossiped. Korean men don't marry black women. His sister disapproved. His organization questioned his judgment. They faced racist stares and comments. Cultural misunderstandings. But they pushed through. Month 3, her visa expired. He suggested marriage. She refused too fast. She got a job at Seoul International Clinic instead. Started paying him back monthly. Maintained her independence. Month 4, walking by the Han River, she asked, "What are we doing? What do you want to be doing? I want to know if this is real. I haven't felt anything real in years. Until you. This is crazy. We're from different worlds. I know. You're a criminal trying to go straight. I'm a broke nurse with debt." Minjun cupped her face. "You're the strongest person I've ever met. And I'm falling in love with you." The kiss was inevitable. They became official. But both knew danger was coming. Month 5, Emmanuel reappeared, having heard she was dating someone wealthy. He showed up at her clinic. "I made a mistake. I want you back. You called me defective." He grabbed her wrist. "He's using you. Korean men don't marry black women." Security intervened. That night, Minjun confronted her about not telling him. "He grabbed you. I handled it. You're mine now. I protect what's mine. I'm not a possession." "Poor choice. You're someone I love. Can you accept that?" She did. What she didn't know, Emmanuel had sold information to the Huang family, Minjun's rivals. They now knew about her. Month 6, Lillian noticed she was being followed. Minjun increased security. Month 7, the Huangs attempted to grab her outside her clinic. Security stopped them just in time. "You're moving in with me. Tonight." She agreed, scared and exhausted. Life in his penthouse was beautiful but tense. Armed guards. Bulletproof windows. She felt caged. Minjun started coming home with bruised knuckles. His world was pulling him back into violence. Month 8, anniversary of her surgery, he gave her medical school applications. "Let's make your dreams happen." That night, "I love you. I love you too." Perfect moment. Which meant the storm was coming. Next day, urgent call. The Huangs knew her volunteer schedule at the free clinic. She begged to go. Just one afternoon. He reluctantly agreed with full security. Thursday at the clinic, she helped 15 patients. At 6 p.m., she walked out smiling. Taehyun was momentarily distracted by a fake call. Black van. For men. They grabbed her. She fought, kicked, elbowed, but they injected sedative. She went limp. Taehyun turned, fired at the van, but too late. He called Minjun. They took her. Minjun's face went blank. Cold. Find her. Everyone dies. He loaded his gun. The monster was back. Lillian woke in a warehouse, tied to a chair. Hwang Dae-young stood before her. "Your boyfriend has been difficult. Your leverage. He backs off, you go free. He refuses, you die. He'll kill you for this." Dae-young sent Minjun a photo, Lillian tied up, blood on her face. "Withdraw from our territories. 24 hours. Or we send her back in pieces." Minjun's reply, "You have 2 hours. After that, everyone dies." While his team assembled, Lillian worked on her ropes. She faked a diabetic emergency, headbutt the guard, tried to escape. They caught her, but she kept fighting. Night fell. Minjun's team surrounded the warehouse. 20 armed men. They breached. Brutal, efficient. Bodies dropped. Minjun reached the main room. Dae-young had a gun to Lillian's head. "One more step and she dies." Minjun stopped. "You win. Let her go. I'll withdraw." Lillian moved. She'd freed one hand. Grabbed a pipe. Swung it into Dae-young's knee. He stumbled. Taehyun's sniper shot. Headshot. Dae-young was dead. Minjun rushed to Lillian, held her. "You're safe." She saw the violence, the bodies, what he was capable of. But she said, "Take me home." Back at the penthouse, after a long shower, they sat in silence. "Finally, Lillian, I saw you tonight. Really saw you. I know. This is your world. Blood. Danger." Minjun paced. "You're right. Maybe you should leave. I'll set you up anywhere. You're breaking up with me? I'm trying to save your life. By making decisions for me?" They argued. Finally, Lillian, do you love me? More than my own life. Then trust me to make my own choices. I survived abandonment, disease, poverty, divorce. I'm still standing. Don't push me away. Minjun, if you stay, I need to make real changes. Get out completely. Work with authorities. But that's dangerous too. On one condition. We're equal partners. We decide together. Deal. Next day, Minjun called prosecutors. I have information on organized crime. I'm ready to cooperate. 3 months of chaos followed. The Huang family declared war. But Minjun provided devastating evidence. Dozens arrested. Multiple criminal networks collapsed. But there was a price. 18 months in prison. The day he entered, Lillian was there. I'll be here every week. She visited every single week. Told him about medical school, work, life. He wrote her letters about love and redemption. His sister came around. I was wrong about her. She's amazing. Even Joy softened. That's real love. 18 months later, Minjun walked out. Lillian was waiting. No words. Just an embrace. Both crying. We made it. 2 years later, Minjun ran a legitimate consulting firm. Lillian was in medical school, top of her class. They lived in a modest apartment. One Sunday at his mother's grave, he knelt. I asked you to marry me once for a visa. That was stupid. This time, I'm asking because I can't imagine life without you. Lillian Wangi, will you marry me? You're doing this at your mother's grave? She would have wanted to be here. Yes. 1,000 times yes. 6 months later, small ceremony. Kenyan and Korean traditions blended. Both families celebrating. 8 months after that, Lillian came home exhausted. I have news. She handed him an ultrasound photo. I'm pregnant. Minjun froze. But the doctor said, miracles happen twice. He dropped to his knees, hands on her belly, crying. You've always been my miracle. From that first wrong number text. We saved each other. 2 broken people who texted the wrong number at exactly the right time. You were never broken. You were always whole. We both were. Lucky to find each other. Lucky to fight for each other. They said it was impossible. A wrong number. A stranger's kindness. A forbidden love between 2 different worlds. But Lillian Wangi didn't believe in impossible. And Kang Minjun didn't believe in coincidences. Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was chance. Or maybe it was just 2 people brave enough to ask for help when they needed it most. And wise enough to say yes when love came calling. Even when the whole world said no. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and comment below. Do you believe in fate or coincidence? This is Afro Soul Romance Tales. Until next time.